Alright guys, happy 2024 where there's not a heck of a lot happening in the MCU, so here we go. But we do know that Echo is coming out next week on Disney+, which features Matt Murdock and of course Wilson Fisk, so it should be awesome. At least we hope. Alright, let's talk about who Maya Lopez is, aka Echo, in both the MCU and of course in the comics. So what we know from the MCU and the comics is that Maya is a hard-of-hearing hero. We also know that her dad, named William Lopez, is a Native American and part of the Cheyenne Nation, and secretly employed by Wilson Fisk. And he's employed by Wilson Fisk because he needed to get some more money to be able to put Maya into schools that could help her learn. In the Hawkeye series, he's kind of forced to put her in public schools, but Wilson Fisk takes an interest in her and basically acts as this uncle to her. Same thing in the comics. So anyway, her dad is the leader of this gang called the Tracksuit Gang, which does sound like a bunch of old people power walking during the summer. Unfortunately though, Kingpin orchestrates her father's murder. So the MCU, he actually tips off Ronan, who is Clint Barton and Hawkeye during the blip, and Ronan goes and stabs her father right in front of her, and of course creates a revenge rampage against Ronan. In the comics, however, Maya doesn't know who killed her dad. So after her father dies in both the MCU and the comics, Wilson Fisk basically takes her and raises her like his own daughter. Wilson Fisk notices there's a lot more to her than meets the eye. She's actually really good at watching people and memorizing exactly what they do, which makes her an awesome weapon. So when she gets older, he actually convinces her that Daredevil was the one that killed her dad. The only thing is, she doesn't know that Matt Murdock is actually Daredevil. So what Kingpin does is that he actually sets up Maya to be Matt Murdock's new love interest, because sadly Karen Page dies in the comics. And of course the two actually do fall truly in love with each other, but Echo still has a lot of angst against Daredevil and wants to kill him. And while all this is actually happening, she's learning how to fight like Bullseye. And if you saw the Daredevil series, Poindexter is basically Bullseye. Bring back Poindexter! So anyway, one day while Daredevil and Maya are fighting, Matt Murdock actually recognizes Maya's spell and realizes that Echo is Maya. They actually do fight several times, but Daredevil really pulls his punches on her until finally he finds his weakness and is about to kill Daredevil when Matt reveals that Daredevil is him. And of course explains everything to her about who Fisk is and what really happened to her father. This of course pisses off Maya. She goes to Fisk and blinds him, just like we saw in the Hawkeye series. Well, since Maya's basically been lied to her whole life, she feels like she needs to go on a eat, pray, love journey. But when she comes back to New York, Matt Murdock has already got another girl. And she also learns that Wilson Fisk is still alive. This is of course unsettling to her, so she actually goes back to her father's tribe to find out who she is, which is where we leave Echo at the end of Hawkeye. So in the comics she does the same. She goes off to her father's tribe and she goes on something called a vision quest. So she basically goes off into the wilderness and starves herself till she starts hallucinating and seeing these visions. This is where she meets Wolverine, and the two really hit it off and they go back to New York, and that's where she pursues her dream to become an actress and a performer. So she still has all of her special skills. She's recruited by Cap and the Avengers to join them. At one point she fought the Hand with them. Also did that thing with her where they kidnapped her and they made her into an assassin. But good thing the Avengers save her. But her and Wolverine are still buddies. At one point she goes undercover as a stripper, and that's where she runs into Moon Knight. And of course during this adventure she helps the Avengers save the multiverse. Basically that's the gist of who Maya is, but hopefully her story will play a larger role in the multiverse because dag nabbit, we need something to look forward to.